So welcome back to my YouTube channel. So MJ the Tech, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. So today I'm back. I'm gonna be doing a major oil change service. When I was home, I did a minor oil change service, and now when I was on my way back to Joburg, my cousin called me. She's like, hey, I also need your assistance. Just do me a major service on my car. I was like, okay, that's not a problem. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna move out my baby here because I need to use my parking, complexes. So I need to use my parking, move out my baby, and then bring my cousin's car over here and get my toolbox and my tools and just do a major oil change service. So I was like, bam, it's a good opportunity for me to create a YouTube video on what to do on a major oil change service or a major service, whatever you can call it. Thank you. So stay tuned and watch me do a major service on my cousin's car. Who said Stans was ever a crime? Look at that. On the floor. That's us. I miss this guy. Sitting nice and low. Come, let's see how low. See how many fingers. Two fingers on the floor. I changed my hat. I was wearing a cream white hat, so I can't lie on the floor with the cream white hat. Now I'm wearing a black one, so I can work on the floor. So I'll go ahead now and show you guys. So as you saw on my previous video, I don't drain the oil before it's warm. I first wait for the oil to warm up. So let me show you how it goes. So you can all see she drove a slight short distance to my place, so actually a long distance. So the car is pretty, let me say, hot enough to be able to drain the oil. So I'll go ahead and show you guys the parts. It's a green i10. So she bought this is the fuel filter, sun plug washer as I asked, and the air filter, oil filter, and 4 spark plugs, because theirs is a 4-cylinder. If you remember, mine is a 3-cylinder. I think this one is a 4-cylinder. So I'll go ahead and do that. The oil is still in the car, and then yes, that's basically what you need for a major service. My cousin's engine bay is pretty dirty. As you all can see, she actually needs an engine wash. So as you all saw in my other video, I usually just open the filler cap before I drain the oil, just to create a bit of vacuum in the system, and then just take my dipstick a bit off. Then I'm gonna go ahead and lift up the car. You all saw on my previous video, I usually put a trestle and my jack. I don't trust my jack because anything can happen, so I always have a trestle in line with my jack. Then I lifted up the car. Now I'm gonna go underneath and start draining the oil. Just a thorough inspection underneath the car. So I'm gonna loosen there and drain the oil. Then there's the oil filter I'm gonna replace. Just a thorough inspection to see everything, if everything is still fine. But everything still looks fine. I actually hate the silicone that they put there. I don't know why, but okay. So let me go ahead and drain the oil. Now, as you all can see, remove the oil filter. I usually just wipe out the surface. Just wipe there. After wiping down the surface, I just wipe out there. As you all saw in my other video, I always do like a flush. I'm just gonna put a bit of oil inside just to flush it out a bit. Then it's gonna become clean here. since I've put it on top there, you all see right now it's getting clean, as you all can see. Just to flush it out a little bit. Hasn't got. I'm gonna create a mess because you know the drama that we have in complexes. Not a home where I can do whatever I want, so I don't want to mess up the floor. So just gonna wait for it till all runs down. As you all can see, it's a bit cleaner now. And then I'm gonna close up here and drop the car top of the oil. As you all can see right now, there's only droplets. So now I can close up. So I have my oil filter here, and I have my sunblock washer right there. So, as you all know, the drill, also here by Hyundai, they don't lubricate the O-ring right there. So I'll go ahead and lubricate it. A bit of oil, just dip my finger inside the oil, and then now I've lubricated it. As you all can see, it's shining. So I'll go ahead and install it. Don't forget, when you install the oil filter, it's only hand tight, guys. You don't use an oil filter ring to tighten it. Only hand tight, but my hands are slipping a bit. So let me get a cloth and tighten it properly. It's tight. It's tight. It's tight. And then I've already replaced my sunblock washer. Where is my sunblock? I had it right here. I've already replaced my sunblock washer right there. Just gonna go ahead and tighten it. I don't do silicone because I know I've tightened my stuff. So I only come underneath the car once. Not twice, once. So I'm practically done underneath. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten the sunblock. I've replaced the sunblock washer. So let me tighten. There you go. Don't kill it, you're gonna strip it. So you must tighten it nicely and have a tightening feeling in your hands. So that's tight. I'm done underneath. So now I'm gonna go all the way on the top. But firstly, I'm gonna drop off the car from the jack and the trestle, and then I'm gonna do the dropping off, and then I'm gonna put in my oil. And for one thing I forgot, I always wipe out the dirt. So I'm just wiping out the dirt right there and a bit of oil that was there, and wipe out my oil filter so everything can still look clean, so that when I double check oil leaks, I can see if there's any oil leaks on the car. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put in some oil, as you all saw on my previous video. So the procedure, I put in oil and then check my dipstick, but the first dip I wipe it off, and then the second dip, that's where I get my correct oil level. And then after that, I'll start the car, let it run for a while, and then after letting it run for a while, I'll double check my oil level, and then I'm gonna move on to the next thing that I will be doing on the service. And then this is my first dip. I always wipe it off because I can't get the correct oil level here. Then on my second dip, that's where I get the correct level. Hello. There's still nothing on my dipstick, so I'm gonna continue pouring some oil. Then I'm gonna go for the second try to double check. I always wipe off my first dip. Go for the second dip. Let's see. Ooh, starting to see some oil. You can see it's still there. I'm still shorting a little bit more oil there. So let me go ahead and top up a little bit more. Then I'm gonna go for my third try. Ha! Perfector. Right there on the full mark, and you all can see. Let me wipe it off. Yo, these cars make noise. Let me wipe it off and go for the fourth one. Let's see. Perfect. It's on the full mark. So F stands for full, and the E or the L stands for low or empty. Now I can go ahead, wipe off here, and then close up here, let it start and idle for a while. Then after that, I can do my spark plugs and fuel filter. Now I'm gonna start the car. It might be a bit cold, a little bit. Yeah, just dropped a bit. So as you all can see, my oil pressure light, there it is. It's gonna stay on for a short while before it switches off. It stays on for a short while, then it's gonna go away. Bam, it's gone. Then now I'm just gonna idle it until the temperature comes back a bit warm or hot, and then I'm gonna take it from there. Also, it's now warm enough, so I'm gonna go ahead, switch it off for 15 to 20 minutes. Just wait for the oil to settle down again into the sump. And then I'm gonna double check my oil level. If it needs adjustment, I'm gonna top up a little bit, and then I know I'm fine. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put in some oil and then double check my oil level. As you all saw in my other video, I always dip it for the first time, and then the second time, that's where I get my correct reading. So I'm gonna go ahead and put in some oil, and then if it's all correct, I'm gonna tighten and I'll be done with that. I'll go ahead and start. Now that I have started it and waited for it for 20 minutes, I'm gonna double check. First dip, I always wipe it out. I don't have a reading on the first dipstick, so second one, that's where I get my correct reading. As you'll see, it has dropped a bit because the oil filter didn't have any oil, so I'll go ahead and top up a bit of oil. Then I'm gonna go ahead and check once again, wipe it out for the first time, and then the second time, let's check. Still needs a little bit more, so let me put in a little bit more. It's for the last time here because I'm getting tired of topping up oil every single time. Spot on. Perfect. So I'm done up here. I'm gonna go ahead and close up here and go to do the air filter and the spark plugs. This time the air filter is in here, and then I need to remove this as well, this box, to do spark plugs because they're underneath there, as you all can see down there. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. It's a bit hard to mount my phone since I don't have a camera person, so I'm just gonna mount it somewhere you're not gonna visibly see. I'm gonna loosen here. There's just a grommet there, and then there's a bolt here, and then pull it up and then it will come out. Underneath here there's a grommet, and then my air filter is in here. Just unclip this one and unclip that one, and then you get to the air filter. Now with that removed, I can now access my spark plugs. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove the coils, yeah, and then go ahead and do my spark plugs. Now I'm done loosening all 4 spark plugs. Let's see, just use this to remove it. Yo, I don't want to last my cousin did this, but looks like it's been a while. It's been Benny. We are Benny. But yeah, they look a bit bent due to age, but there's not like visibility of oil or feel that it's not burnt inside the spark plug, so everything still looks good. So yeah, that's the last one. Then I'm gonna go ahead and fit in the new ones. These are the new ones. Hyundai is very fancy. Check that out, the packaging. That's actually pretty dope. So these are the new ones. As you all can see, I shouldn't be dropping one, but I dropped it. Hopefully it's not cracked. No, it's not cracked. The gap slate's fine. So yeah, it's cracked, gonna have a misfire. But yeah, these are the new ones. I'm gonna go ahead and fit in the new ones. everything is all back together. As you all can see, I put back the coils. So yeah, number one is the feathers from the gearbox. The gearbox is that side. That side is the gearbox. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, all is well. I'm gonna go do my air filter, then put back that cover, the air filter cover or whatever, air duct or what. I'm gonna go ahead and strip this thing and replace my air filter inside there. That was actually pretty quick. I've teared it apart. So this is the old air filter, and I'm gonna go ahead and install the new air filter. As you all can see, I think my cousin forgot to buy the pollen filter, so I'm just gonna put this back. Then I'm gonna be done with this one. Now it's done. I'm gonna go ahead fit it back in there in the car. So yeah, let me go ahead and do that. Done now. Everything is back to normal, like I was never there. Open this clip back, tighten it there, and I fitted the clips, and the grommet is back there. So now I'm gonna go ahead for now I'm gonna go ahead and do the fuel filter. Usually when I do the fuel filter, I remove the fuel pump fuse and crank it for a while. But since this car is very low on fuel, which is good, I told her to drive it until it's very low, so that when she brings it, so I do the fuel filter, the petrol doesn't overflow from the tank, because the fuel filter of this car is inside the tank. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the fuel filter. So now I'm inside. I'm gonna go ahead and do the fuel filter. So I need to remove the seat. Where I remove the fuel pump and the fuel filter together. As you all can see, there's a float. Yeah, so I'm gonna go strip it apart outside. This is the assembly. As you all can see, that's a float. Whatever is responsible to check your fuel level, the gauge, as you all can see, it moves like this. When you're on full tank, it's like that, and then when your fuel finishes, it goes down. So that is like your fuel sender unit. So yeah, it works with resistance. So yeah, I'm gonna remove that thing that's inside there, the white one, since this one is cream white due to age, so it's cream white. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. The new one. Yo, nearly forgot an O-ring. You know, if you forget an O-ring from this thing, ne, I tell you, the car will show you flames. It's a very small O-ring that I forgot. Check here. So double check all your O-rings while doing the oil filter. There's one here, there's one here, there's one in there. So let's get the new one. Doesn't come with new O-rings, so you have to reuse the O-rings. So this is the new one. Come, let me see something. Yeah, all is well. So I will start where I ended. Yeah, end to start. Yeah. now, whew, now the assembly is back together. Yo, I'm a mess. They're gonna kill me for that. The assembly is back together. So yeah, now as y'all can see, the assembly is back together properly. The float is properly there. And then there's the old one that I'm gonna put in the box. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go back inside the car and assemble the fuel pump assembly. Y'all can see I'm done in here like I was never here. My cousin's car is a bit dirty. I'm done here like I was never here. I'm gonna go ahead and prime the fuel pump and see how that goes, and then I'm gonna crank the car. Just gonna check if everything is still good this side. As y'all can see, that's good. That is still fine and everything's still intact. So I'm gonna go ahead, prime the fuel pump. Since I had drained all the fuel from the fuel pump, so I just go 1, 2. I can hear it running. You won't hear it, but I can hear it running from the back. And then for the 4th time, I crank it. Here you go. Like a newborn baby. I know it's cold, but now it's all done. I'm gonna go ahead and close up here. It's cause I'm not doing anything here. I'm gonna test drive the car. I won't be filming the test drive, but I'm gonna close up here. Screwdriver. I'm done here. Done with this car. Story for another day. Done with my cousin's baby, the baby i10. I don't know if it's a Grand i10 or an i10. Doesn't matter. But I'm done now with this service. And thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And that was just basically a major service. Oil filter, sun plug washer, spark plugs, air filter, pollen filter she didn't get because she has a problem with the air conditioner. So I did whatever she could get, and the fuel filter as well. So see you next time on the next video.